Hello YouTube, the Eye of Stone here, and welcome to my Let's Play of System Shock 2 by Irrational and Looking Glass Studios. Just want to say a few things to introduce this Let's Play before we jump right in. I'm going to be playing as the Marine, normal difficulty level. This is my first non-thief related content. I think that in a lot of ways you can think of System Shock 2 as sort of a sister game to the Thief games, but then again in a lot of other ways not at all. I think that if there were some actually valid absolute scale of difficulty, if you wanted to look at the situation that way, I think that in at least one sense, System Shock 2 is, quote, a lot harder than Thief, unquote. In my opinion, anyway. There's certainly a lot more variables in play, and the gameplay is more complicated. There's the role-playing element. There's the first-person shooter element. There's a residual stealth element, sort of. Again, I will be playing as a Marine. My favored combat style is actually hand-to-hand with regular weapons and energy weapons. And some exotic. I really don't bother with heavy at all, and I tend to push stats, but I get plenty of tech as well. That'll all become apparent as we go. As far as my history with the game is concerned, I found out about System Shock 2 basically about the same time that I found out about Thief. Over the years, I have played System Shock 2 many, many times. I am not a stranger to it. I have not played it nearly as much as I've played Thief. So this is going to be a very different situation to see me in, but it's for that very reason that I'm doing this. So off we go. We're going to do the training. I'm going to skip the basic training. We're just going to go past the advanced training. I assume people know how to move in a game environment at this point. We're going to skip the training and go. We're going to skip the basic training and go and get our players' initial stats set up. So here we go.
Welcome to the Ramsey Center UNN recruitment facility. Please watch your step when leaving the train. The grav shafts at the end of the hall will take you to the street-level training and recruitment center. Please proceed to the grav shafts.
Okay, let's have a look around. Just get a sense of this world we're in.
Step into the grav shafts to proceed to the street-level recruitment.
Very Blade Runner. Not much going on out here. But you need to get in the habit of looking. One thing about this game I'm decently good at is finding cyber modules, which, if you haven't played SS2 before, you're about to find out what cyber modules are, but you have to look for them. So getting in the habit of looking in and around and under things is a very important skill in this game. You have to be curious to survive System Shock 2.
Before you choose your career, you'll want to learn some basic abilities. First, if you've completed basic training, you're ready for the advanced lesson. Here's where you make your choice, soldier. Here's where you enlist in one of the 3 branches of the military.
So what I skipped was basically learning how to move in the game and how to interact with basic interface things, basic use and fire and all that. We're going to skip that. So I've chosen to play as a Marine, which technically emphasizes combat, but still pretty well rounded.
Welcome to Space Station Wake Island, Marine. So you've survived basic training at Camp Lejeune. Better still, you've managed to learn a thing or two about standard weapons. But now it's time for the real deal. Your tour of duty will consist of 4 postings over 4 years. The Corps demands a lot of you, grunts, but the Corps is generous. You get to choose your own postings. Head up to the shuttle bays in the center of the Wake Island, and you'll be briefed on what's ahead. When you find the right posting, head into that bay to accept the assignment. Good luck, Marine.
So each posting you take gets you a bonus for a given item on the skill tree. And you definitely want to pick skills that match with your personality.
Not every boarding party has the luxury of gravity, so the Corps strongly recommends every one of its brethren getting some zero-G training. A year aboard the training station Guadalcanal should suffice. The Navy maintains a survival training school on the surface of Io, the third moon of Jupiter. Pros, there's no better way to improve stamina and survival skills. Cons, the 21.2% mortality rate. Plus, you've got to spend the year with a bunch of Navy skanks. If you're partial to spending time with a lot of high explosives, this posting is for you. There's a lot of heavy lifting, but Ordnance also gets the first pick of booze and other goodies coming aboard the supply ship Gallo. The Navy maintains a survival training school on the surface of Io, the third moon of Jupiter.
Agility is important, and I do plan to emphasize that, but you notice I went for endurance. Again, I do a lot of hand-to-hand fighting, and you need endurance. Again, in this game, you're not a tank, so I always go for endurance. But agility is also important, and we're going to get a lot of that too. Okay, so this is where we were, so just go back. Let's see what else.
Dummy ammunition, live ammunition, moving targets, stationary targets, live targets. The Port MacArthur training facility has enough hardware to warm the heart of any leatherneck. The automated asteroid ore facilities in JM-432 supply the UNN shipyards, so they're crucial to defense. However, they're also prime candidates for hackers. Somebody's gotten their claws into the primary data loop, and they need a team to head in there and blast their way past the automated defense systems. A tour of duty aboard the Antigua should let you pick up some one-on-one beam weapon training from Gunnery Sergeant Malloy. But heads up, she's a world-class SOB. Dummy ammunition, live ammunition, moving targets, stationary...
Now, I do use energy weapons, and cyber affinity is also something I make sure to get a bunch of. But standard weapons, in terms of cyber modules, getting up to being able to use that assault rifle, it's a big investment. So, and you know, I like the shotgun, and I just wanted to... It's better to offset that debt ahead of time.
The colony air service gets the dregs of the fleet, and the Antigua is the dregs of the dregs. You'll learn a lot about recalcitrant machinery on a tour of duty aboard the Antigua, if it doesn't blow you to hell and back first. The Pleiades trading station has long been a haven for the black market. However, up until now, they have not interfered with the running of station operations. Recent reports indicate that the Pleiades command staff has been overthrown, and the station is under the control of a self-appointed magnate. This must be rectified, and a Marine presence maintained on the station. The UNN Secretary General's office needs a full staff of armed guards. When things are dull, it requires a lot of standing around looking good in a uniform. When things are bad, it can require fending off a Psi-terrorist assault. The colony air service gets the dregs of the fleet, and the Antigua is the...
Maintaining and repairing your weapons is critical. We're going to go for repair this time, but we're going to get plenty of repair and plenty of maintenance, because your weapons will wear out, which you can offset by maintaining them, but if they break, you need to be able to repair them. I mean, unless you have an auto repair thing, but even if you do, it's not good. Okay, so I'm going to let half of this cutscene go, and we'll pick up next time with the other half of this cutscene, and then we will be aboard the Von Braun. See everybody next time.
Reinitializing memory strings. Restoring patient memory. Restoring memory. Restoring memory.